Yeah, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode of Shyt Talking Time with your boy Grubbs. It's not me, who else? Got a very interesting topic today. I had to let it die down this summer for a minute. It's not the usual, but it's back on the Will Smith and the Jada Pickett topic. I kind of told people when it first came out, what type of reaction he was gonna get from Will Smith. You wasn't gonna get no Gale interviews or none of that other shit. You was gonna get something that says him. And I mean, I want to definitely be the first, one of the first podcasters to support, you know, Class of 88, which is a good podcast that he just recently released. And I don't want to let the cat out the bag too early, but I tell people all the time, when you brilliant and you gifted, you don't have to throw mud or sling mud or stoop to a level that you don't want to stoop to. You can answer in other ways, positive ways. And the reason why I say this is just solely my opinion. I don't have nobody behind the scenes. I say I got a behind the scenes guy. No, I don't. It's just my opinion. He's been putting that podcast together for quite some time. He could have released it months ago. Even while I was still recording, he could have started releasing it. He didn't have to sit there and shoot up all them episodes. And then now all of a sudden, why is this the perfect time? That's because everybody in the world is looking for a response from him. So instead of giving the world the negativity that it feeds off of, you gonna go search for my response, and all you gonna find is this new podcast. Now, as a podcast, I'm just getting here. I'm a little upset because once again, this is another multi-million-dollar, huge following person in the space. You know, so that's one less small fry like myself that get the, you know, it's gonna make my fight a little harder. But I mean, it's still respectful because when I told people that he wasn't going to respond like that is because at the end of the day, Will Smith is a family man. He was raised in a house just as mom, so he respect women. Period. He's not going to disrespect that woman because his mom would not allow him. Even though she did what she do to him, his mom still would not allow him to do that. And she's still breathing. I know for a fact she's a big piece why he didn't give the world what they wanted. Number two, and big number two, this is a big one. Number two, they have children. So how is he going to sit there and get on national TV and degrade their mother and then go right back home to those same children? Relationships different. You splitting children between each other. Oh, dad said this. Oh, dad was right. This was saying dad was wrong. Nah, that's not how Philly Cats was raised. I don't know about them. You see what I'm saying? So Philly, and we stick together. We don't throw mud. We throw mud in closed rooms. But in the public eyes, we ain't gonna give you what you want. Cause we ain't gotta prove shit to nobody. Except for them kids at home. I don't mean to talk down on fans because most people might say, oh, he had to prove it to his fans. For what? Y'all fans ain't in that man house. Once that man y'all cut and get his car to leave that studio, that's where y'all connection ends and his home connection begins. These are home issues. So he's going to keep his mind the same exact way. And I'm going to deal with it in the manner where I want to deal with it. You have got funny posters after funny posters after funny posters about it where people just think he's about to say something. And then he doesn't. Now, most people would lead to say that this is artificial. We're going to stop that. Can't say it's artificial when the situation is this. So that's not artificial timing. I don't know why it went the way it went. I really think he would have got the same success anyway he did it. So no, a few cats online try to say, oh, he sacrificed her to go expose herself to bring in the people to buy her book and join his podcast. And I'm like, nah, man, nah. When you this big of a star, you don't have to do those little mediocre tactics. I mean, bad enough, it's people running their lives. So I don't know what the people do or try to do, but it's still a person. And at this plateau of his career, he doesn't have to be anybody he doesn't want to be. He doesn't have to do anything he don't want to do. So I'm willing to say that he has full control over his life, his career, and his brand as of now, as it is far into his career. So keep those key things in mind when you wonder why people don't respond how you want them to respond or how you think they should respond. And that's a big piece of a lot of it because you have a lot of factors. And even to intertwine, because it was funny to see the I watched another podcast with Goldmouth, Jeezy homeboy, and he said something that like really caught my attention. I'm like, damn, bro, your minds do think alike because when Jeezy first did the battle, the verses with Gucci, my phone was blowing up. Oh, your man getting disrespected. What he gonna do? Fuck, he supposed to shoot him on stage? Oh man, he could have did something in the parking lot. Yeah, he got. I said, dog, the problem y'all gotta understand, right? Jeezy been endorsing shit since back in the early thousands. When you become and start branding yourself, you become an entity in yourself. So anything that he decided to do, his brand has decided to do. So if he would have socked him on stage, did something to him outside, got another point about that battle too, but we ain't gonna wait. Or did something to him outside, his whole brand goes down the drain. Nobody wants to deal with him. All the money that he been making to feed his kids and all that good shit is gone now because he did what niggas wanted him to do. Not what people, fans. People love you. Fans love you. Niggas want you to be with them and they want you to react like they would react because they ain't got shit and they want to get shit back there. So for me, it's like I was proud of because that showed to me that was that last step of him closing the door from the outside and coming in the crib. I seen a lot of growth at that point in time. I seen the growth first when he signed on to do it. I seen the growth when he went on tour with him. And that was the major growth because I thought between signing on to do it, going on tour with him, they would have worked enough stuff out to where Bull wouldn't have went up there and did no nut shit like that. But I had to understand this is somebody that's trying to keep the spotlight on them because it's been dimming for quite some time. So the only thing you could do at that time to keep your light burning was to do some shit like that. But also too, he ain't got as much on the table as he do. So it's just like that nigga that know you about to get out of jail any day now, but he want to run around picking fights with you because he's still gonna be in there. However you want to chop it up, but that's a good scenario to fit it too. So I was glad that he made that decision, and like just like Will, you sometimes you have to respond like a grown man responds. You have to respond like a brand, a business, a Fortune 500 company. They not putting their hands on you. They not pulling out their gun and shooting you. They going to handle things in a manner where they're gonna shut you up and they're gonna dig all in your pockets. So it's ways to do stuff, and it always pans out better for the bigger man too. And that's the era today where a lot of people don't think that their turn be the bigger man means anything anymore because everybody turns the other cheek and then turn back and shoot you. Nobody really turns the other cheek and just keep walking. They have to get their get back. They have to do something. That's the era to get your get back. So it's like you have to watch those things and you have to stop letting these things cloud your decisions and your judgments on things because it's not what it is. It ain't what it's cracked up to be. But definitely, appreciate the two good brothers for that information, that knowledge to see growth. And I mean, being from the streets too, it's like I still battle from times with growth. Like it be situations where I want to just knock the shit out you, but it's a more logical way to knock the shit out you than my hands and you calling the cops and now I'm getting hauled off to jail. Like it's smarter ways to do it. And that's what I'm learning now. Smarter ways to go about it. Um, for instance, like I tell people, you might do a job for a motherfucker and they burn you out your money. Most people gonna say, oh, I'm gonna fuck you up when I see you, man. I'm gonna beat his ass when I see you. I'm not because I'm gonna do some research. Do you own any property? Do you own a vehicle? Okay, you own a car, you own a house, or you paying a mortgage, whatever the case may be. I'm gonna go ahead downtown and I'm gonna pay the $25 and file a small claim suit against you. So now if you ever sell your house and you think that check coming is gonna be how much ever short you owe me, plus a little more for the, pain and suffering time, filing fees and stuff like that. And that's the way you get people back. So that case you gonna catch beating that motherfucker ass, you can go down to the courthouse. If a motherfucker hit the lottery, a lien goes on the person. So if they hit the lottery, go in a casino, get a lump sum of money, they gotta pay you. If not, you gotta walk around with your debt, your debt from me on your name, nigga. For the rest of your life, I own a piece of your bitch ass to the day you die till you pay me. That's power. Cause I'm gonna put my hands on you. I'm gonna leave, go home, still with nothing. Nothing accomplished, nothing done to you, just some bruises that's gonna go away in a couple days and I'm still out my money. But if I do it that way, I got my hooks in your bitch ass, and anywhere you go, if you sell your house, you come in any lump sum of money, the state gonna take it and give me mine. That's how the other cats deal with stuff. That's why they don't sit there and argue with you. That's the term where they made touch me and I'll sue you. Yeah, they can sue you, stuff like that, but that's the legal ways to do stuff. That's why a lot of people prefer to deal with companies now. If you thinking yourself that you Uncle Elroy and shit like that, every person is a business entity. So even if you get me to do some side work and you burn me, I can still file a small claim suit. I don't have to be licensed and short and all that because I wasn't licensed and short and all that when you hired. Think the customer hired. So when he hired me, he waived all rights of a lot of that stuff by hiring somebody unlicensed and uninsured. That's what I be telling people, man. Just do the homework because it's probably cats out there that walked away. Oh, this nigga ripped me off on his job. Could have got paid. I mean, just people don't be knowing this stuff. You go in stores and they be nasty to you. that's a lawsuit. I've been going to McDonald's since I was a child. That's a big piece of my life. It puts a smile on my face. It used to make me happy. Even as I got grown, I still love going there. But I went to your establishment and my service was so horrible and the experience was so bad, it scarred me. It's a lawsuit. It did mental damage to me. It put me through a hardship. I was stressed out. Yes, this is real. This is not fake. People don't think this way. But they'll go in the store and throw chairs and flip shit around and punch employees. When you could simply go home and just file a lawsuit against McDonald's for what they did. Each and every location has its own insurance. You will get paid. Might not be a ton of money, might be, depends on the situations that you went through after you left out of that store. What that situation put you through and it's documented. But they'll have to cut you something because that's the customer service guarantee that they carry. And if they not living up to it, that's they're lying. But that's just a little food for thought, man. While I be saying talking shit. So I mean, stop letting these people do y'all any kind of way. Same thing with the employees being disrespectful, rude. Their employees are contracted pieces of them. So what they employees do, they did it. At least that's how the lawyer gonna look at it. They're bonded by them, they're signed on with them, paid by them, employed by them. Yeah, that's them doing it. That's why most people say watch who you hire to work for you because they're a reflection of you. That is 100% true. So if you come in here and I'm arguing with you and your manager put their hands on me, that's assault and I could sue McDonald's for endangerment because one, I got hurt and attacked inside of y'all establishment. Where was the security at? This is one of your employees that signed the oath. Signed the oath. A lot of them paperwork you sign when you get hired, you sign their own specific stuff to carry yourself a certain way, dress a certain way, act a certain way. People don't care. They be ready to work, so they just sign, and keep it moving. That stuff, every piece of them papers is important. That's why they want you to sign it because they're trying to cover all their bases. It's because that's legally what they have to do. They don't sign and make you sign all this stuff to make sure they can pay out your shit, your dumb shit bill. It's just the way that the cards fall. And some businesses probably even got the paperwork restructured where they can flip the lawsuit back on you yourself. I mean, they can restructure a contract anytime, and if you choose to sign it, that's not no. They give it to you to read. If you're in a rush, you sign it. It's you know, it can say that. Hey man, we procure any lawsuits or anything, they revert back to him. It's been done. So be careful with don't take shit. Same thing with and job stuff. You work an everyday job. Read your code of conduct. Ask them for a copy of the code of conduct, the policies of the business. Sit there and read it. I guarantee you will find at least 2 to 3 things in that code of conduct that they broke and in their handbook policy that they went against multiples. And you'll be like, yo, you tripping. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying here telling you that these lawsuits are going to be able to have you financially stable enough for the rest of your life, but they'll be 10 to 50K. I mean, not for you to save until you get another job because they've been doing it thousands of times or hundreds of times, and that's fucked up. You need to look for another place to employ you. But that's another little thing. Once again, just food for thought because so many people breach contracts. I'll give you an example before we get up out of here from my own previous situation. Um, One of the companies that I own, we are in contract with a bunch of people. So when y'all don't understand that we in contract, we have a partnership. We're not no, I don't work for them. They don't work for me. They supply me with a workload. I supply them with getting it done. That's the partnership. We have an arranged price. We have certain, logistics and numbers set up per job. That's how it goes. So yesterday, I go to do a job. It's a tire change. So typically, they have classes of tire changes. Um, light duty, mid duty, heavy duty. So most companies kind of factor in for this. They even have you not listed to do certain jobs. So yesterday I take a job was supposed to be a Ford Transit. Now transits are normally can be like the little tiny shoe joints or even, you know, a smaller cargo van. So when I call, I'm trying to read the order. They got the order listed as like a Ford Transit 1500, which is the smallest size that that van comes in. This van just so happened to be a Ford Transit 3500 filled because the van was belonged to a hospital equipment delivery company filled with oxygen tanks, beds, and a bunch of other stuff when he caught the flag. So being though that the truck itself was a 3500, that's mid to heavy regardless in any country, any state. And then with it being filled with stuff like that, that's not cool neither. Because you can damage your equipment doing that, or you can fuck around and drop that heavy motherfucker on the ground and then you fucked. So you're taking a lot more risk because your equipment is not there to be lifting up loaded trucks. So in that turn, that job is supposed to be paid a lot more than a light duty tire change. So when I go to the company and tell them, well, I called them before I touched it and told them, yo, this joint ain't right. It's the wrong class. It needs to be more. Oh, don't worry about it. Go inside, put in for the extra money. We'll take care of it. Okay. I go inside. I even made a video showing the truck was the bigger addition. Clips of the video showed the truck was full with equipment from there. They let me take a video and all that, VIN number, all that good stuff. I wake up this morning, they tell me, per their policy, that was a light duty vehicle. And for that reason, they don't have to pay the additional fee. So, another food for thought for all y'all contractors out there or people that do work. That contract has two signatures on it. Your company, you're signing for your company. Your company has its own set of rules, handbooks, and privacy policies too. If that other company fails to ask you for a copy of your privacy policies and so on and so forth, and a situation arises, they ain't got nothing to do with it because they signed a contract with your company. But this company decided to tell me, no, they ain't got to pay me. So now what I say is, next time I get in that situation, I'm going to pull up, take what they call the show up fee and cancel and redispatch and let y'all get somebody else out here to do this situation that's out of the normal scope or incorrectly dispatched. Since y'all want to do that, I can do it better because a lot of the work they do is some extra stuff. People that drop the car off, the jag, lug nut strip. So it's always out of the scope of work, but rightfully I normally they don't have a problem with paying me for anything extra I do, so I get it done, no problem. Get the person back on their way. But for that reason, that kind of burned me up because you tell me on the phone to get it done to get your customer off the road. But then when I time to pay me, you want to play with the money and hide behind a privacy policy. Like y'all didn't sign a contract with a company that also has its own privacy policies that by law has to be honored. I mean, that's another little petty lawsuit if you want one. I mean, it's just to me, I ain't telling you go around and sue everybody, but why run around with stress, headaches, and arguing on the phone when you can do something that really make them feel like, all right, bro, nah, don't play with me. And then they know from there on out they need to do straight business with everybody else that comes along because they might figure out the same thing, or they might the person who did it might tell people. But that's all I got for you guys for the night, man. Just had to get some things off my mind and had some good information, so I said, why not? But thanks for watching another great episode of Shyt Talking Time. It's your boy Grubbs. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, tell everybody, and I'll see y'all next time.